Hey, welcome back to my channel. It's Christina at Homeschooling Grace. And I was asked recently on one of my last videos to do a tour of my homeschool room. So, come on in. Okay, so I thought I'd go around my room and show you kind of each area or station so that you can get kind of an idea of how we operate in here. And it's very clean today. This is not normal. I need to shampoo the carpets, but that's another day. But other than that, typically there's a lot of crafting that goes on in here, and so it becomes a disaster at times. So I did clean it up recently so that you guys could see it nice and how it should be and how it should function. So I'm going to start right here. This is my pre-K'er's desk, and I'll close this so you can see. This is where we keep her posters, and then this is always in my background for my videos, pretty much, is our big bulletin board. It's primarily for her school because there's so much fun stuff that she's worked on that she's excited about, so we make sure we put that up. And I also want to say a lot of this furniture was just given to us. Praise the Lord. My mom used to run a preschool, and that school unfortunately closed a few years ago. And so we were able to get desks and the bulletin board and a few other things that you'll see as we continue. So in here is all her pre-K stuff. So I keep all her little extras, her card, any activity cards and counting cards. And then all her letter bins are in here. And then down here is all her educational toys that go along with the Voyage of Discovery that we use. Moving on, this is my first grader's area, and she primarily does the calendar each day. And then she has her bin that I keep all her little books in, because I typically sit right here. I move my chair from desk to desk while I'm working, so I keep all her papers here. I keep all our extra calendar stuff and glue and hole punches, as you can see. And then she has her own desk. Over here, I keep any extra stuff, like the Ziggy games are over here, pattern blocks, anything that would help consonant blends. And then this is more math stuff. And then this is all our extra big construction paper. So we have some really long sheets that we use here. All right, so moving on, this is my first grader section. So her section can get really messy. She's very artistic and can get a mess really quick. So this is her bin. I don't even use that. It just becomes all her papers she wants to save, and she gets all 4 of them because she has lots of treasures she needs up here. But I keep all her books here in the windowsill. So then I just grab them as needed. I keep extra books for reference. Like right now we're going through Greece, so I got all these extra books up here for reference when we need them. And then these are all our CDs and DVDs that we use or have used through the years. With My Father's World or with Matthew C, they're all in here. So over here, this is primarily my area. It is my desk. The girls know what is that. So this is all my filing. As you can see, I'm behind on filing. Lots of papers. I've got to decide what I want to keep and what I want to get rid of. And then I sit here whenever I got to work on stuff, but primarily with my 4th grader. And then up here is anything I don't want my preschoolers or toddlers to get into. So do-a-dots have to be supervised, little manipulatives, these little sample of body parts, I guess, and coins, that all has to stay away from little hands that want to eat them or do-a-dot the carpet. So this is just our computer desk area for, you know, if we have typing, if we have to look up something. This is kind of general for everyone, whoever needs it. Oh, and over here I keep all the supplies I need that the kids aren't supposed to get into, like staplers and my dry erase markers that kids love to take the caps off and leave so they dry out, and then I have none. That seems to be a trend here. Okay, so here, these are my filing cabinets. These two, this black one primarily is all student sheets for all our Father's World. My Father's World, each grade. So in it, I have it by weeks. This first portion's to week 18. And then down here is to week 36. And I haven't switched this one over yet to the new files yet, but that is all student sheets. That's how I file them. And I've been doing that since the start. It's always worked really well for us. And this is primarily all our crafting supplies, more again of little stuff, glitter that has to be supervised. I like to keep posters in this one, so if I need to reference something, let's say we're working on place value, I can pull out a poster to show, but I keep a lot of them in here so that I'm not constantly having like posters everywhere, even though I already have a lot of posters. An extra paper, and then more craft supplies, and then magazines. I keep a lot of magazines for cutting out for different lessons and stuff. Like that. Up here is more, we've got a sensory bin of salt, a big thing of crayons and such, and then more kind of counting and... Okay, so this comes back around to my last student. Move this off too. So this is Abby's area. This is my preschooler for All Aboard the Animal Train. As you can see, we're in a season of ducks. And so I keep all of her surprise bins in this. I bought this at a thrift store. That's what I was trying to say. So I keep all of her surprise stuff in here. And then anything that I need, I'll also stick in here, like extra pencils when I need them. But I'll, again, sit right next to her. And then she has all her stuff and her crayon poster. Okay, so lastly, we're swinging back around and we're almost back to the door. This is like my closet of everything else. You really don't need this much for a schoolroom. I think I have a lot of kids, so there's a lot of stuff we use. So this is all like science stuff, more educational toys. This is for my preschooler. This is All Aboard the Animal Train, all the books and any cards that we use for that, her binder. This one's for Voyage of Discovery. All the books that we use for that, a lot of these I've added in. That's what comes with the curriculum. This is the kindergarten for My Father's World. I keep all that in here that we'll be using next year. More educational toys. So you'll see a theme. I've got a lot of units. So this is Adventures in U.S. History that we're not currently using, and Exploring Countries and Cultures. Here's all our paint supplies and extra Bibles if we need them. More sensory bins, Play-Doh. You need one of these if you have wiggly kids. You need an exercise ball because they will move their chairs to wiggle. Okay, I keep extra math books that we'll be using in the future for grades to come. This is all about reading. I keep all the books and the teacher's manuals, and then these are a few Abeka readers we were given. So down here again is more educational toys. I try and keep binders of completed work, except the problem is my oldest loves to go look through her old papers and then hang them up, so we don't have as many as I'd like to save. So I don't have a good storage place for all our construction paper that's not, I'd like to put it in one of the filing cabinets, but they don't have the runners they need to be able to hook on, so we just keep it in here for now. More craft supplies, because we can never craft enough. And then lastly over here, this is our Science in the Beginning, our lab kit that my oldest is using this year. And below that is a box of curriculum for next year. And behind that is printer paper. Nothing too exciting. So that is the schoolroom. There's a lot of stuff in here, but it works for us. We have tried before to do just like a dining table in here. We realized that it didn't work as well for us for when it came time to clean up because nobody could figure out whose mess it was at the dining table in this room. And so with their individual desks, I could say, clean your desk, so-and-so. They'd go clean their desks. And they felt more like they had their own space because they share a room already, they share a closet, and they didn't really have their own little space. And this way they have their own desk and cubbies to put their stuff in, and it kind of makes it more individualized for them. So thanks again so much for stopping by today and seeing our homeschool room, and I hope to see you at the next video. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.